Come into a position which you're comfortable, connecting to your seat beneath you and the floor beneath you. Allow each part of your back body to feel strong, vertebrae by vertebrae stacked all the way up to the top of the neck. Maybe even tuck in the belly just a little bit so that you can expand, sitting out of the pelvic bowl, lifting up through the chest body, through the arms, and then on the exhale, relaxing the shoulders. And allow this ability to breathe through this elongated body to start to be part of your practice. Allow it to be a process to where you get to. It doesn't have to be in the first lifting of the body that you feel comfortable enough to stay there. Just try to play around with it a little bit. If you like to close your eyes, you can close your eyes now. Otherwise, fixate your gaze in front of you. Take about 5 or 6 breaths, just coming in to the sense of breathing, acknowledging that this is the breath and how you are breathing right now. Also connect to the senses and get a sense of what's going on around you. When it comes to smell, if there's any particular smells that stand out, listening. Even the sound of your breath. Taste, touch from the air around you. And in your vision, whatever is coming to mind, whatever thoughts or impressions might be there. And if your eyes are fixated open, allowing that to be your focal point and noticing whatever's in your visionscape. And in the next few moments, I want you to just allow your mind and your body and even your senses to just be what they are without the need to adjust or change them. And notice what you focus on, whatever you're most drawn to. Allow that to become front and center, so to speak. Notice what it looks like, what it feels like, and get a sense of the reasons why maybe you're drawn to whatever this is that you're focusing on. Why your mind, for example, is maybe going towards this thought, or what about this thing makes you feel connected, so that everything else that would be potentially part of this present moment is not no longer what you're focusing on, but this thing. I want you to really analyze it. Use your breath to breathe into the space, breathing around the boundary. Notice if it's filled with positivity or negativity, maybe a combination of both. Notice how it makes you feel, or if it's pleasant or unpleasant or neutral. Maybe there's a texture or shape associated with it. Could it be smooth or rough or patchy? What is it about this thing that draws you in? I know your mind may want to go elsewhere for a few moments and come back, but I really like you to try to just stay focused here, making a mindful choice to allow yourself to be focused on this thing that draws you in. It's probably not the first time it draws you in either. It's probably reoccurring, so to speak. For the next 20 breath cycles, just sit with it with this intention to analyze it, listen to it, get a better sense of it, and to sit with it using your breath, completely giving your body permission to be here with the breath as you do so. Keep your senses completely active, noticing how your senses are connecting to this focal point. Now, this is the most dominant thing that's in your attention. And as it's revealing to you anything, if it is, maybe place a hand there on whatever part of the body you feel like could resonate with that, or if it's emotional, more so, maybe on your heart. If it's a thought process, maybe more on your mind. Or you can just have your hand somewhere on the body to represent that as a way to connect. And offer this sense of it's okay to it. It's okay. Whatever it is, it's okay. Continuing to focus here, allowing it to be dominant, giving it its way, so to speak, instead of resisting, allowing. Breathe in and out. And notice if this changes its strength in any way. Notice if this focus and your ability to focus here is stronger or weaker. Get a sense of what allowing does to this particular dominant thought or emotion or thing that takes your attention does. Keep breathing. And see if you can be a little bit curious about this, about the shift in the way this dominant emotion or attention sits. The more you learn and the more you educate yourself on it in these moments, the easier it becomes to understand what it is that calls for your attention and what it is to focus on that, to maybe give in and allow your attention to be completely there. Breathe in and out. On your next inhale, bring your attention with this dominant thought down to your feet. Imagine taking it with you. This thing was dominant before because of wherever it was in space. See what happens if you bring it along on your journey. Bringing it to your feet, and at the same time allowing it to coexist with the sensations and feelings of the feet body. See if it has any relevance to the feet body. Notice if it changed at all. Allow your breath to bring you to your feet and allow this attention, this thing that carries in your attention, this dominant thing to come down to your feet as well, to be carried with the breath. And this doesn't mean that you like it. By no means. It doesn't mean that you don't like it. It just is what it is. And it coexists at the same time as your attention is also placed on your feet. Continue to give it as much focus as you did before, but just now bringing that focus to the feet, as if you were looking at something and it changed in location, that's all. At the same time, notice the sensation of your feet. Notice the fullness of your feet. Notice the parts of the feet that touch the ground and how they support the rest of your body. And notice how when you share this focus, that you notice that maybe you focus on different things and have different sensations and feelings here associated with your feet body. Those are different from whatever this dominant feeling may be. Next, we're going to come up from our feet, bringing this dominant thing that has our attention, keeping it in our focus. It's going to travel with our breath and our attention from our ankles to our hips. Follow the full length of the leg, allowing this leg on your left and right to be part of the experience, coexisting with this dominant thing that has your focus. bringing both of them into your focus sphere. Breathing in and out with the breath to help you maintain your attention here. We're going to continue to come up now from our lower body, rising to the mid part of the body, from our hips to our shoulders, including our arms, our bellies, our back bodies, our chest. Feel the breath come through this part of the body and allow that attention to that dominant feeling or thing or thought that you've been focusing on since the start of practice to accompany you here. But at the same time, sit with this part of your body, allowing it to coexist. And scan through the body, feeling each part, just as if this part of the body was alone by itself. From the belly, the chest, the back, to the shoulders and arms and fingertips. Notice what this experience is like when you hold this dominant thing, sharing the space with your body scan for your mid part of your body. Continue to use your breath, allowing it to be what it is with no resistance. Next, we're going to come up to our upper body, the uppermost part of our body, the neck to the crown of the head, including the face, the ears, the nose, the eyes, the mouth, the back of the neck body, the dome, the mind itself, the crown of the head. Let your breath carry with it whatever it is that you felt was most dominant from the beginning of this class, the place where you focused your attention, you listened, you understood, and you've carried it with you throughout this body scan from the feet to the legs, to the mid part of the body, and now up to the top of the head. Allow it to coexist, but at the same time, bring your focus as well to share the space from the neck to the crown of the head. Scanning up, understanding and allowing, but maintaining your focus throughout this process. Next, take a moment to reflect from the crown of the head to the feet, keeping this dominant thing in our awareness. And just notice the different parts of the body and where it may be changed in strength, the dominant sensation that we've had our attention on, or thought, or feeling since the beginning of practice. Notice where it was maybe a little weaker, where it picked up momentum, or maybe even at certain points you lost focus of it and had to actually intentfully bring it back. And sit with it for a few more moments and just see if it looks different now in any way. See if there's a greater sense of understanding. Maybe it doesn't even need to be there anymore. Maybe you've learned all that you need to learn about it. Maybe it morphed. Allow your body to be fully present as you do this, allowing them both to coexist, but this time the full length of the body. And if on your next inhale, if you can breathe in a nice deep inhalation of air, allow it to completely cover this dominant thing. And on the exhale, completely let it go. And feel your body here in space without it for just a moment. See if you can still feel still. See if you can allow your focus to be just as strong. And if you can't, that's okay. Just continue to breathe and allow whatever is there to be there in any case. Notice the distinction as we get ready to end class between something that might be dominant, that almost feels like it's taking over your mind or your emotions for any moment in time, in comparison to the full sense of self, the body, the mind, the other parts of you, which are just as active at the same time, coexisting, where wherever you place your focus, there's still a sense of you that drives it. I'm going to ring the singing bowl now. You can just allow it to be part of your experience, keeping yourself unmoved, keeping your focus on a sense of self, on the body, and just allowing this external thing to be part of the experience and not the full experience itself. Take a few more breaths, letting go even a little bit more as you get ready to reset your day, bringing your focus to a place of where you want it to be. You start to wiggle the toes and the fingertips, gently opening the eyes, refocusing your attention with the world around you and part of your gaze. And if your eyes have been open this whole time, just refixating your gaze, coming back. And take a few more breaths. I thank you so much for joining me today. Have a beautiful day. Be super productive and focused. And namaste. Thank you.